By 2027, AI will automate 38% of these 5 roles, but the people who pivot first will outearn everyone who panicked.
If you earn a salary, and you felt that quiet unease about machines doing your job, this is for you.
In the next few minutes, I'll name the 5 jobs AI will replace by 2027, give you the salary bands at risk, and then 5 higher paying roles AI cannot easily touch with real numbers. Point 1. Let's be precise about the threat, because vague fear helps no one. In 2023, Goldman Sachs estimated that generative AI could expose the equivalent of 300 million full-time jobs to automation worldwide. That is not science fiction. That is a published forecast from one of the world's largest investment banks. The McKinsey Global Institute went further. It projected that by 2030, activities accounting for up to 30% of hours currently worked across the US economy could be automated. Note the word activities. AI does not always take the whole job. It hollows out the routine 30 to 40% inside it, and then your employer needs fewer of you. Here is why the common advice fails.
You are told to learn to use AI.
Useful but incomplete. If a tool makes your task 10 times faster and everyone learns that your individual bargaining power can actually fall, the wage follows the scarcity, not the skill everyone now shares. So the real question is not can I use AI? It is which roles keep the pricing power when the routine work disappears. That is measurable. And that is exactly where we are going next. Point 2. Let us name the roles most exposed with figures attached. According to a 2023 Goldman Sachs analysis, roughly 2/3 of occupations are exposed to some automation, and a quarter of all work tasks could be done by AI. Now apply that to specifics. Basic data entry clerks earn a global median in the range of $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Task automation here exceeds 60%. Entry-level bookkeeping sits near $45,000, with software already swallowing reconciliation work. First-line customer support roles, often $38,000, now compete directly with chatbots resolving the simplest 50 to 70% of tickets. But here is the pattern you must catch. AI does not replace whole jobs first. It replaces tasks. The McKinsey research is consistent on this. The danger is not the title, it is the share of your day a machine can copy. Point 3. So let us do the arithmetic that actually matters. Take a copywriting role paying $55,000. Suppose AI now performs 40% of the routine drafting. Multiply 55,000 times 0.40 equals $22,000 of your value newly contestable. The employer's logic is brutally simple. If a tool costing $240 a year recovers most of that $22,000, your bargaining power on salary quietly collapses. That is the mechanism. Not a robot at your desk. A spreadsheet in someone else's office. Now the cheerful part, and I use the word loosely. The same study suggests automation could lift global productivity and, by some estimates, raise total output by around 7% over a decade. Translation: the money does not vanish. It moves. It moves toward people who direct the machine rather than compete with it. And yes, the irony is not lost on me.
The safest career advice in 2027 may be learning to manage the very thing that frightened you.
So the question stops being, will my job survive?
The better question is which high-paying roles absorb this productivity and what they pay. That is precisely where we go next. Point 4. A 30-day plan you can begin today. Days 1 to 5. Audit your weekly tasks.
Write down everything you do, then mark each one.
If a current AI tool could do it in under a minute, flag it. Studies suggest the average knowledge worker spends roughly 60% of their week on tasks that are partially automatable. The flagged tasks are your risk. Days 6 to 15. Pick one higher-paying AI assistant skill from the roles we covered.
Spend 4 to 5 minutes a day learning it.
That is just over 7 hours across 10 days. Free courses exist for almost all of them. The goal is not mastery. The goal is a portfolio piece you can show. Days 16 to 25.
Build that proof.
One project. One case study. One documented result.
Employers in 2027 will not pay for credentials they cannot verify. They pay for evidence.
Days 26 to 30.
Have 3 conversations.
One with your manager about taking on AI supervision work.
2 with people already in the role you want. Ask what they are paid and what they screen for.
Now, the strongest objection. You may say predictions are often wrong, and 2027 may slip.
True. But notice the asymmetry.
If you pivot
And the timeline slips, you simply earn a better skill early.
If you wait and it does not slip, you are competing against millions who panicked at once. The cost of acting is small. The cost of waiting is your salary. So return to where we began.
By 2027, AI will automate 38% of these 5 roles.
The people who pivot first will outturn everyone who panicked.
You now have the plan they will wish they had.
Subscribe, and we will keep handing you the numbers before the headlines do.